We'll start tonight with Jessica, who just anchored the 4 and 5 o'clock. This is a story, Jess, that we've been following at KIMT News 3 for a really long time. What can you tell us more about this investigation here today?
Well, starting, Cammie, with what you mentioned, it was Amy Coons, that producer, who first sounded the alarm, noticed, of course, Jody wasn't in for work, into this newsroom, this Mason City newsroom right here. And then when she failed to actually physically show up for her morning shift, very unlike Jody, according to Coons, that's when a welfare check took place. And Coons realized she may have been the last person to speak with Jody ever. Now, if we take a look back at the investigation, that started in 1995. Tonight, the power of Mother Nature on full display and delivered in a package. This homeowner on 2nd Avenue Northwest probably isn't pleased with a pine tree in place of the front door. If you take a look over here to my right, you can see evidence of this pine tree still sticking about 5 feet out of the ground. Homeowners dealing with scenes like this just ahead of the holiday weekend.
Jessica, it appears the rain has not stopped community members from coming out tonight.
Cammie, not at all. When I tell you it is packed, it is packed, so much so that vehicles are lining the streets. I'm a little ways out from the event as they get underway. Just heard a speaker take the mic. In fact, if I step behind the camera here, I can zoom in a bit and give you a closer look at just how many people have turned out for the Charlie Kirk Vigil event tonight.
It's to give closure to the family that needs it, and also for that little girl to have a last name. I think closure is to move forward in life. Sometimes you have to close off the past.
That wish for closure made by the Minnesota family who found the body of a newborn baby more than a decade ago is one step closer to coming true. Today, the Winona County Sheriff's Office announced an arrest in the 2011 cold case of baby Angel. The body of the little girl was found floating inside a canvas bag wrapped in a T-shirt, which investigators do have video of from 2016. You can see that here. Thank you for watching KIMT News 3. I'm Jessica Bringe. Breaking news to start tonight. Not guilty of murder with intent, guilty of murder without intent. That's the decision of an Olmsted County jury in the murder trial of 20-year-old Isaac Gutierrez. He shot and killed Osbel Ornelius back in February. Jury members reached that verdict less than 20 minutes ago. KIMT News 3's Evan Berg has been live for us at the Olmsted County Courthouse as everything unfolds. Evan, there have been a lot of developments in the last half hour. Tell us what's happening right now. This afternoon with breaking news, police are responding to reports of gunshots in Northwest Rochester. Here's a live look at the scene near the gates of Rochester Apartments. This is along 41st Street. There are at least a dozen law enforcement vehicles from the Rochester Police Department as well as the Olmsted County Sheriff's Office. All new tonight, a Rochester man is sharing footage he captured of a racist incident involving his 5-year-old nephew near Soldiers Field Memorial Park. Sharmake Omar says he reported this video here behind me to police. It shows a woman yelling racial slurs at his nephew while at Roy Sutherland Playground. Tonight, he's also sharing his side of the story.
The lady, she was very angry, very loud, a lot of racial slurs. Not only for my kids, other kids too as well on the playground and other parents.
That was Omar speaking with myself and evening anchor Cammie Raisler just about 10 minutes ago. We're also getting a look at the incident itself from Monday.
Did you call him a child? Did you call the child a? It is my own business. You call him a.
As you can hear right there in this video, the woman who's been identified as Shiloh Hendricks can be heard shouting the N-word multiple times When Omar confronts her about it, Hendricks doubles down, saying she'll call the child one if he, quote, acts like it. Turning to another developing story, gunfire heard in the middle of the night in Rochester prompts a police response. Take a listen. Now, this is Ring doorbell footage provided to us by a homeowner in a Northwest Rochester neighborhood near the scene. You may not have to see much more than this to understand the extent of last night's damage from a confirmed tornado in Goodhue County. As cleanup begins, families in Kenyon are just relieved nobody was hurt.
Everybody's safe. Vehicles are safe. Like, we really lucked out that nothing hit our house.
The community is cleaning up storm damage today. Toppled trees, shattered windows, and ripped rooftops are some of the scenes left behind from severe weather. And before you go, I do want to ask, is there any good news? Are we seeing any packing in that snow? So maybe we can make snowmen have a snowball fight? How is that consistency?
I would say so. I mean, it definitely is a heavier, wet snow, so you grab a little bit, it's easy to make into a snowball, throw it. So snowball fights, building a snowman, whether it's going to be after the snow wraps up or tomorrow when we get a little bit more sunshine and maybe a little bit more enjoyable conditions, not a bad idea.
There's a positive. Thanks so much, Aaron. The National Weather Service, as mentioned, has issued a blizzard warning through 7 tonight. An update on early voting in Minnesota so far this election season. In the 4 weeks since it began, more than 337,000 absentee and mail-in ballots have been received by county workers. That's up compared to totals from the 2016 general election, but still behind the record high absentee voting numbers in 2020. First this afternoon, we now know the name of the man found dead inside a truck recovered from the Zumbro River today. The vehicle was found flipped over in the water just east of Millville. The Wabasha County Sheriff's Department says 62-year-old James Steiner has been identified. I was on scene along County Road 11 earlier this afternoon to speak with deputies and the Zumbro Falls Fire and Rescue. Zumbro Fire and Rescue, Zeckland, and then the sheriffs were the crews that responded. And Lake City. The Wabasha County Sheriff's Department says a body was found in a submerged vehicle in the Zumbro River. Calls came in around 9:15 Thursday morning. The sheriff's office has confirmed the body of 62-year-old James Steiner was recovered from inside the truck. If you take a look right here behind me, you can see a white GMC Sierra truck. The window is actually broken from inside the truck where it was pulled out of the water, and a Millville towing company is currently pulling it away around the noon hour. The badly damaged vehicle was located just outside of Millville along County Road 11. Once the truck was out of the water, Beckland's Towing, a Millville-based company, removed it. Crews remained on scene until just after 12:30 this afternoon. Steiner is from Alma, Wisconsin. That's according to the Sheriff's Department. We're told the investigation is ongoing. Zumbro Fire and Rescue, as you just saw, assisted with the recovery effort. Neighbors of shooting suspect Michael Molitor are sharing what happened to them during the hours-long shooting standoff with law enforcement. You can see Molitor's home here behind me in the garage where the main part of that incident happened. I spoke with a woman earlier today who lives directly across from Molitor's home. She says this incident has been extremely traumatic, and she says she's been having trouble sleeping, so she wants more time to process before speaking on camera. However, she does tell me law enforcement utilized her home for 8 hours during the incident.
We're fine. I always told my kids, you're going to feel safe in this house no matter. That's part of mom and dad's job.
Jeff Mulkey and his wife, who live one home down on the same street, say as soon as they saw law enforcement's presence increase, they knew the incident could escalate. So for the safety of their children, they left the area.
Not only get out of harm's way, but a possible harm's way, but just get my kids' minds off the fear of what was going on.
The couple says they extended the olive branch, so to speak, when Molitor moved into their neighborhood about a year ago and knew the veteran had gone through multiple tours.
For the past year, we probably had 3 times that we had, hung out, just kind of a neighborhood type gathering, campfire or not. And I just hope he gets the help he needs and deserves as a veteran.
The couple, as well as other neighbors in the area, say they had complete faith in the police throughout the incident and still believe Pine Island is a great place to live.
I think law enforcement did a great job in handling the situation and keeping everybody safe.
I do believe in the safety from the police and how they handled everything. I feel safe with them around.
I feel like it's pretty safe around here. We know a lot of our neighbors and we trust them a lot.
The criminal complaint states a home was hit during the standoff. However, of the 3 neighbors I spoke with, all confirmed it wasn't their home. So it's not immediately clear which home in this area received damage. In Pine Island, Jessica Bringe, KIMT News 3. Stupid, senseless, preventable. The family of Owatonna teenager Olivia Flores is now speaking out about her death in a Rochester crash involving a Minnesota state trooper. Her mother, Stephanie, and father, Carlos, telling me after taking time to process the sudden death of their daughter back in May, they're ready to fight for justice.
She was looking forward to coaching, and she was looking forward to, she's her last practice.
For the parents of 18-year-old Olivia Flores, all that remains of their daughter's life lives in photos and memories.
She fit a lifetime in 18 years because she was fearless and she was fierce and she was steadfast, not stubborn, Dad. Like, I'm not stubborn, Dad. I'm steadfast.
Olivia was killed on May 18th after Minnesota State Trooper Shane Roper's squad car hit her Ford Focus while Roper was driving at excessive speed and without his lights near Apache Drive Southwest in Rochester.
I want him to look at me and say, it was worth going 83 and a 40. Your daughter's life was worth it.
Carlos and Stephanie Flores are demanding accountability for Roper's actions and the overseeing agencies, saying her death didn't have to happen.
100% preventable. To a T. Summed up in a phrase. Preventable, period.
Roper's disciplinary record shows he's been suspended twice for crashing his car and received written reprimands for 2 other incidents.
Why are we having the same issue with the same driver, but we continue to put him in a vehicle and put the public in danger to the point where you've killed somebody?
The parents say law enforcement agencies should have measures in place to check in with officers when they reach certain speeds to protect themselves and other drivers.
If had a supervisor gotten a call or a notification that one of his troopers was going 135 and a 55, we wouldn't be here.
As they fight for justice, just as their daughter would have wanted.
Liv would demand a change. She would be like, why, what, like, if this happened to me, don't let it happen in vain.
They're both living for Liv, one day at a time.
You have a finite time in this planet, so make your mark. Live every second. Like you're not going to wake up tomorrow.
Both amazing parents. I appreciate having time to speak with them. The Flores family says there's a Live for Olivia Facebook page where supporters can share images of themselves traveling, just like Olivia should have been doing right now and the past few months during her gap year. You can caption those photos, Living for Liv.